Namaskar. Today I will discuss specifically on desire. Desire is like an acts like a drug, or it is a blazing fire which keeps us hands us on to chase towards an object or any particular thing. The moment, or for the temporary moment, if the desire is completed or if it is accomplished, it just satiates for that moment, but again it creates a hollow, and it keeps us in hallucination, and it keeps us chasing for the particular desire. We at times we will not have any control on the desires. When a mind, we cannot stop any kind of desire, or we cannot stop any kind of thought, but of course we only have a particular thing that we can streamline those desires, we can streamline on those thoughts to a particular direction where we can streamline it and we can make it in a perfect way. There are two types of desires which for our sensual or body pleasures, like if we want to eat something, it is for our sense enjoyment, or if it is whatever we do, those desires are only for the specifically meant for us, which is called selfish kind of desires. Another desire is the spiritual desires, where we will only do the part of service kind, a devotional service towards the Lord. Means it is like a God realization. So selfish desires are always temporary and misery. Of course, the instant happiness is there, but again it creates a hollow, and which hallucinates us to run after those things, and that keeps us that specifically that is a temporary and misery. But if we see for the spiritual desires, that of course in instant will not get any happiness, but of course with the constant effort and practice, if we streamline those desires towards the spiritual, then definitely we will be having a permanent and eternal happiness in that. So desires generates from the root cause is attachment, and the attachment comes from the root cause is contemplation of thoughts. Any kind of thoughts, when we contemplate or when we keep on thinking on whatever we want, then definitely that creates an impression on our mind, and that creates a desire. But if we can, with our effort and constant practice, if we can keep our contemplation towards the right path, with the right knowledge or with the right mindset, then definitely we can make it streamline. Suppose for example, if we want to create, if the desire is to eat a sweet of like for example rasgulla or gulab jamun, that contemplation of that image, when we think of it, automatically the saliva comes on the tongue, and and we feel like savoring those dishes. But but we know that that is an instant happiness. But if we keep on eating that for a long time, then it creates health issues, right? So if we can divert our desires, or if we can divert our contemplations, making an attachment towards the spiritualization, then definitely we can make our life perfect. We can keep our health, our mind, our soul on the right track. And that is why desiring is like a blazing fire, which we need to keep a track on it, which we need to make constant effort and practice, so that we can move those desires in the right way. And that is why in the Vedic scriptures and the literatures, through our spiritual master, they keep saying that if we need to contemplate, or if we need to create some good desires, we have to be in a good association. If we are associating with the people, with the group of people, or with the atmosphere, the influences will be like a kind of selfish desires, or eating non-veggies, eating smoking, watching television. Of course, that is, I'm not saying that is a wrong thing. It's of course that is a choice of every individual. But constantly doing those things, like it is creating a kind of impression in our mind that will also have a negative impact. If we make an association of our group, of our atmosphere, of our influence in such a way that That association itself helps us, the mind, to create a desire which will take us in the right path. Of course, it is a choice of an individual to choose what kind of desires to lead, whether to choose a path, choose a desire of sensual pleasures or bodily pleasures, or to choose the path of wisdom, or the spiritual knowledge, of spiritual role, to attain that permanent happiness and peace and being in a service of Lord, which really creates a permanent happiness in heart. Hare Krishna.